to address the rally. Make his way to the stage now.
Comrades, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me back again. I've been to Burston now twice before and inspired by it. And I think this year, when the Labour movement faces some of the biggest fights in our lifetime, we're going to need Burston and what Burston stands for more than ever before, because here in this village, Tom and Kitty Higdon fought for basic rights, suffered, won, got massive support, and what it reminds us of is it's not just that we commemorate what they did, but we need their example to inspire us at the moment. And I don't know about you, but I go around all the time to various events in the year where the Labour movement celebrates itself. There's Burford in May, and that celebrates the 3 Leveller soldiers who were shot by Cromwell because they wouldn't go and fight in Ireland. Then after that you've got the Durham Miners' Gala, 100,000 people, greatest festival of labour there is in the country. No pits left in Durham, but you can close a pit, but you can't close a miner and a miner's family. Then there's Tolpuddle, where we celebrate down in Dorset, in Tolpuddle, celebrate the struggle of the early trade unions for recognition and the fact they were prepared to be sent as slaves to Australia, and they wouldn't give way, and in the end trade union rights were won. Then Burston, then next the chain makers, the great 100 years ago, great struggle by low-paid women workers for proper trade union representation and a proper minimum wage. And all these things are examples of the strength of our movement. All progress is made when people like ourselves gather together, make clear what it is we want, and go on campaigning until we get it. And the most powerful weapon the enemy have is to try and discourage us. Oh, what's the point? You won't work, it'll fail. You don't represent anybody. They're all the same. You know, all those arguments which are used, and we have to preserve our confidence in what we want and how we want to get it. And what we want is very straightforward. We want jobs for everybody, want decent pensions, decent homes, decent schools, education, health, dignity in old age, and those are the things that a society like ourselves can afford if we share the wealth in our society fairly. And that is what lies at the heart of this whole tax business. Also, when you look at it, it's linked to world peace, because you can't have peace without justice, and we live in a very unjust world. And when you think that one of the reasons why the pensions are being cut, public service workers are being laid off, is to continue to maintain a new generation of nuclear weapons. When I ask you for what are they, about the weapons, do they help us? Do those Trident missiles, have they helped us in any war? We don't need them. We can't afford them. And we don't have them because they're all American technology, and we would never be allowed to use them without American consent. And I doubt anyway whether any Prime Minister would agree to release weapons which could destroy 1 million lives or more. So as you look at the world in which we live, I think there are grounds for giving us confidence that we are going to win. But the immediate struggle that we face in this country is going to be a very bitter and a hard one, because this so-called Liberal Conservative coalition is just Thatcherism reappeared, and the people are going to... And what we need more than anything else now is solidarity. During the miners' strike, I did many meetings for the miners, and there was one meeting I never forget, and I'll tell you about it, about solidarity. It was an American group of miners came over, and they were talking to some British miners, and they talked at solidarity, and they said, I'll give you an example of solidarity. They said there was a little mining village in America, and a pit was closed, and a little boy fell down the pit shaft. And all the miners and the families gathered how they could rescue the boy. And they sent a rope down, and the boy said, it's too short. They sent another rope down, a longer one, and the little boy said, I can't reach it. And they sent another rope down, and out of the pit a little boy said, tie your ropes together. And that is what solidarity is about, tying our ropes together. And that's what we're about. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you, Tony. Well, that brings the speeches for this morning to a close, and the next event